What's good, fam? Podcast episode 106. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. It is October 22nd, Wednesday. It's about 3:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on my lunch break. And yeah, man, I'm just chilling out here in the parking lot. It's a little chilly out today. The weather actually dropped pretty significantly, man. I mean, shit, dude, last weekend, just Saturday, was like in the 80s. And now it says it's 57, but feels like, I think it said it felt like 38 or something. So, I don't know. It's definitely cold. I'm not ready for the coldness, but, you know, it's all good, baby. Take what we get. But yeah, man, we got a new song dropping on Halloween right before Ohio State plays Penn State. The song is called Jeremiah Smith. It's one that I'm pretty excited about. It's definitely a bop. You know me, man. I'm a huge Ohio State Buckeyes fan, so had to do a song for my boy. And man, hopefully somehow he hears that song. That would be sick. Because I think it's good enough to be played, you know, at football games. So that was kind of my intention. Make a song that maybe they play at halftime or something, you know. So we'll see what happens. I got probably 5 or so more songs to mix for this new album. You know, I've been kind of teasing a new hip hop album for a while. I dropped the punk album, which was a ton of fun, but I did want to back it up with a hip hop album shortly after, just in case, just in case people weren't rocking with the punk vibe. I wanted to, you know, kind of drop something that was true to my roots, true to my overall just vibe. So I got a hip hop album coming soon. I've been working really hard on it. Shout out to my boy E-Mac Made It. And yeah, man, we'll see what happens. So man, I'm just hyped because one of the features on my new album is Bruiser Wolf, who he's an underground artist that's recently blown up. He's on Danny Brown's label, Bruiser Brigade, but he also has collabed with some pretty decently sized artists. And he dropped an album today with Harry Fraud, and that shit went hard, super hard. It's classic, timeless Harry Fraud beats, and you know, Bruiser's unique flow and unique lyrics and storytelling over Harry Fraud beats, and it's just beautiful, man. It's a beautiful album made by Dope. And yeah, man, so me and Bruiser got a song together on my new album, which I'm just, man, I love working with big artists who make the process real simple. You know, they don't overcomplicate shit. They keep it real simple. Keep it real smooth. You provide updates, you provide timelines, you provide you even provide some sort of little bit of friendship outside of just the business, you know, checking in. Hey, how's it going? How you been, fam? How's life? I love that shit, man. And that's just what I would provide if I was in those big artist shoes and, you know, smaller artists were reaching out. That's what I would provide. So to be provided that by artists like Bruiser Wolf, Mr. Motherfucking Esquire, Michael Christmas, man, multiple other artists that I've worked with. It's just refreshing and it's beautiful, and that's what collabing is all about. You know, so yeah, I love the fact that this collab was such a easy breezy simple process. It just helps, you know? Anytime you're spending money on a collab, you do, it is in the back of your mind that worry of like, damn, and is this going to be smooth? Is it going to come out the way that I envision? Is it going to be a hassle? Is it going to cost me more money? All these doubts and worries. So when the artist comes in and they make do on their promises, they make do and give you a solid ass verse, it just, man, it's just such a beautiful thing. And so I just want to shout out my boy Bruiser Wolf for making our collab so easy, so just such a simple process, you know, and I didn't have to worry none at all. And so shout out to my boy Bruiser Wolf. Go check out his new album Made by Dope with Harry Fraud, out right now. Actually today he dropped it, so it's beautiful. I've listened to it two or three times already today, so front to back. Yeah, man. So we recently we had Nora, my daughter's birthday party, and it was fun, man. We had, the day before, I rented a bouncy house. I knew we were gonna have a bunch of little kids over at my house. So I was like, damn, we got to do something, get these kids outside and keep them out there. So the day before, I rented a bouncy house, and it was like Addams Family / Halloween theme. So we had a bunch of like just cool Halloween decorations. Nora dressed up like Wednesday, and it was just a good time, man. You know, I had a bunch of family over, a bunch of friends, and you know, it's just, there's nothing better than celebrating without like any drama, no nonsense, just pure fun and just joy, you know, stress free, good food, good desserts, good weather. I mean, everything was great. And yeah, man, it was a good time. It was one of those ones, you know, one of those days that you feel like you're gonna remember for quite some time. And I actually, so I recently reconnected with my boy Pat. Him and I, we grew up together, and we kind of lost touch, kind of went separate ways. Probably about maybe 10 to 12 years ago or so. And we recently reconnected, started to talk on the phone. And man, him and his family came through for the birthday party, and it was awesome, man. It was awesome. It was one of those beautiful moments of like, you know, a lot of time has passed, but at the same time, you know, I really don't feel like we've, you know, all these years have passed, but at the same time, we still connect. And we still feel the love and the connection. And, you know, it's almost more beautiful. It's almost more beautiful because now we're like, you know, we're still trying to catch up, still trying to kind of get to know each other again. While also like reminiscing on like the good old days, you know? So it's just really cool. And, you know, it's one thing in my life that I'm pretty proud of recently. Just being able to just reconnect and find more beauty in a relationship that maybe I thought was officially over, you know? And I know I've talked about it on this podcast before in previous episodes, but, you know, I'll probably bring it up again, man. It's just something that I'm excited about, something that, you know, I don't take lightly by any means. So it's just cool. It's cool to see what God has in store for our lives and for our families. And, you know, it's just, there's still beauty out in the world, you know? I know life can get a little dark. And the pressure can sort of mount up on your shoulders. But, recently I've just realized, like, the more I try to handle shit on my own, the more I find myself just deeper and deeper in that darkness. And sometimes I just feel like we're not really meant to solve shit on our own, I think we need to turn to God in the moments of darkness. We need to turn to God and realize, like, we don't have the answers, but He does. We don't have the solution to every problem in our lives, but God does. And the more that we turn to Him and talk to Him and invite Him into our problems, the more the pressure gets lifted off of us, and the more that, the freer that we are able to feel. That's one thing I've really been focused on recently, is just inviting God in. So many times I feel like in my prayers, I'm asking for shit. I'm asking for a ton of stuff. I'm asking Him to lift these problems off of me, but I'm not really inviting Him into my life. And, I think that invitation into our problems takes the control off of us. Like, we have to have control of everything in our lives. And that's just not true, It's not true. It's not sustainable either, And I think by inviting God in, God wants to be invited in, by the way. But by inviting God into our lives and into our problems and into our joy and our happiness, just inviting Him in, the freer I've been feeling, the lighter I've been feeling. And, the more that I can literally feel the light and love and peace in my life. So, I don't know if that helps. It's been helping me. I will say that. I go through these periods of darkness, these periods of just loneliness and like borderline depression. And I feel like, each time that I turn back to God and just literally just fall and just be like, God, please help me. I need help because I can't figure it out on my own. The more I do that, that pressure and that darkness seems to lift up off of me. I haven't been to church in probably a year and a half or so. It's probably been closer to 2 years at this point. But, I still watch like videos and sermons online of, just the church that we used to go to. And I found myself that morning just being kind of dark and just lonely feeling. This was a few days ago, I think Wednesday, honestly. Or last Wednesday, maybe. And, I felt just kind of dark in the morning. Just waking up, just sort of anxious. And so I put a service on that was, recently shot at the church that we used to go to. And they were doing a baptism service. So they had their service, they had the music, but then at the end, the people who signed up to get baptized were baptized. And, it's just, it was really beautiful to see, even just watching on YouTube. But you just see these people, like, sort of in the water, just sort of nervous before they went under, of like, maybe they were nervous about the water, nervous about just overall this feeling of like pent up energy. and then they go under the water, and then they come back up. And when they come back up, man, it's just all like almost every single face. I think there was like 60 people that got baptized. Almost every single person's face was just light and love and happiness and joy, and you could just tell they were just so excited and so thrilled. And it was just like a burden was lifted off of them. And it just reminded me, I've been baptized. I think I was baptized when I was a young kid into the Catholic Church. So, not that I really remember it, but it just, seeing that video was like a reminder of just exactly what I'm talking about, Each time that we turn back into God and invite Him in, that light, just that light switch gets flipped back on, and we immediately are able to see the light. The pressure's just lifted off our shoulders, and it just feels like joy again, and obviously I have friends that aren't believers, and that's fine, whatever floats your boat. But I can say, man, like, it just feels like every time that I turn to God, and talk to God and communicate with God and invite Him in, I just feel His presence of love. I feel at peace. I feel joy. Watching that video brought tears to my eyes, and not sad tears by any means, but just these tears of like pure joy and just peace. And I've never felt that feeling anywhere else outside of God. So, I say all that to say, I just want to invite God into my life, invite Him into my problems, invite Him into my happiness, invite Him into my marriage, my friendships, my love, my fears. And, the more that I do that, the better I feel overall. So, I won't keep going on, but, I just challenge you to invite Him in, invite God in, and see what happens. Because I know what it does for me, and maybe it'll help you too. So, much love. New song dropping on Halloween, Jeremiah Smith. New album coming soon. My punk album is out right now, Homegrown Hellhole. Out now on all streaming services. Go check it out. And yeah, man. Have fun. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk soon. I'm gonna try to shoot another episode before Halloween. We'll call it a Halloween episode. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, much love. Enjoy your week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.